Welcome to Max Asian, the channel where we bring you the best of Asian entertainment. Today, we have an incredible special for you, the 10 most anticipated K-dramas at the start of 2026. This year is kicking off strong, bringing us fresh stories, romances that are going to make you swoon, and storylines that will keep you glued to the screen. From modern gumihos to heroic surgeons, there is something for everyone. But before we get started, it would really help me out if you could take a moment to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for the support. Number 10, To My Beloved Thief. This charming historical series takes us back to the Joseon era with a story packed with action and romance. Meet Hong Eun-jo, a woman who spends her days working as a doctor treating patients, but when night falls, she transforms into the legendary thief Hong Hil-dong, stealing from the corrupt to help the poor. Here's where it gets interesting. Prince Yi-yeol, an incredibly handsome man with a brilliant mind for solving crimes, is completely obsessed with catching her, but fate has other plans. A mysterious bracelet causes their souls to swap bodies, forcing them to live each other's lives. Can the prince keep her secret while he's trapped in her body? And how will she survive pretending to be royalty? The chemistry between the two leads is absolutely undeniable. We'll see how these two opposite hearts discover they have more in common than they ever imagined. Number 9, The Trauma Code, Heroes on Call. Picture a surgeon so brilliant he saved lives in war zones all around the world, and now he's heading back to Seoul to revolutionize emergency medical care. Meet Dr. Baek Kang-hyuk, a man with exceptional surgical skills and a confidence that some might call arrogance. He arrives at a university hospital where the trauma center has been completely shut down due to lack of funding. Here's the real problem. The hospital director only cares about profits, not saving patients. But Kang-hyuk doesn't give up easily. With his charisma and determination, he's going to start putting together a team of doctors willing to fight the system. The show perfectly blends intense medical scenes with funny moments that will have you laughing. Can this rebellious doctor actually change things? A story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Number 8, Can This Love Be Translated? A romance that crosses borders and languages with an absolutely charming premise. Meet Ju Ho-jin, a polyglot interpreter who speaks Korean, English, Japanese, French, and Italian fluently. He's meticulous, precise, and completely hopeless when it comes to understanding love. His life takes a turn when he takes a job as an interpreter for a dating show where he meets Cha Moo-hee, an actress who overnight became a global superstar. Here's where it gets interesting. While translating conversations between Moo-hee and her Japanese co-star, Ho-jin starts feeling something he can't translate into any language. How do you express what you feel when words aren't enough? The show takes us through gorgeous locations from Japan to Italy. We'll see how these two learn that love has its own language. Number 7, No Tale to Tell. Imagine being a nine-tailed gumiho who has lived for centuries and has absolutely everything. Eternal youth, beauty, and wealth. Meet Yoon-ho, but she's not your typical gumiho. Unlike other folklore creatures who dream of becoming human, she enjoys her immortal life way too much to give it up. She avoids doing good deeds and stays away from love so she doesn't accumulate tails and transform into a human. Here's the real twist. An accident involving Kang Si-yeol, a world-famous and completely narcissistic soccer player, changes everything. Suddenly, Yoon-ho finds herself trapped in a human body. How is she going to survive without her powers? And what happens when the man responsible for her misfortune turns out to be irresistibly charming? A fresh and modern romantic comedy that puts a unique spin on the gumiho legend. Number 6, Positively Yours. A romantic comedy that kicks off with one night that changes absolutely everything. Meet Kang Do-jun, a second-generation heir to a conglomerate who has it all: money, looks, and status. After his older brother's death, he swore he would never get married and would dedicate his life to the family business. On the other hand, there's Jang Hui-won, a woman who's thriving in her career but has zero interest in romance, shaped by the painful divorce of her parents. Here's where it gets interesting. After one night together, she finds out she's pregnant, and the father turns out to be none other than her company's CEO. What would you do? He insists on getting married. She flat out refuses. What follows is a completely entertaining back and forth where the walls they both built start crumbling down. A story where love shows up when you least expect it. Number 5. Undercover, Miss Hong. A comedy set in 1990s Korea, specifically during the 1997 financial crisis. Meet Hong Kyum-bo, a 35-year-old elite inspector at the Financial Supervisory Service. She's absolutely brilliant at her job and knows nothing else. Here's the real twist. Thanks to her youthful appearance, she goes undercover as a 20-year-old freshly graduated employee at a securities firm where suspicious money flows have been detected. The problem is that the new CEO of that company turns out to be Shin Jung-woo, a man she once had a romantic past with. Can she keep her identity a secret while working alongside the man she once loved? Between stacks of paperwork, busy desks, and the tension of being found out, this story perfectly blends 90s nostalgia with romance and a whole lot of humor. Number 4. The Judge Returns. Imagine being a corrupt judge who finally decides to do the right thing, only to be murdered for it. Meet Lee Han-young, a man who for years used his position to benefit his father-in-law and his law firm. But when his conscience couldn't take it anymore, he defied orders and sentenced a corrupt businessman to prison. That decision cost him his life. Here's the absolutely wild part. He wakes up 10 years in the past, with all his memories completely intact. Now he has a second chance to fix his mistakes and become the fair judge he should have been all along. But the road won't be easy. He's going to have to face the same corrupt judges who destroyed him, including a determined prosecutor set on uncovering the truth. Can knowledge of the future help him change the present? Number 3. Recipe for Love. A family drama with a romance that's very Romeo and Juliet, but in a modern twist. Meet Gong Joo-ah, a fashion designer at the Taehan Group who decided to follow her own path instead of the family business. She's talented, determined, and afraid of absolutely nothing. Then there's Yang Hyun-bin, the general manager of the fashion division at the same company, a man with an exceptional eye for trends and business. Here's the real problem. Their families have been at war for over 30 years, a fight that started in the Onjeong neighborhood and has poisoned generations. But when Joo-ah and Hyun-bin run into each other again, fate seems to have other plans. Can love heal wounds that have lasted decades? We'll see how the past and the present intertwine in this story of second chances and family reconciliation. Number 2. Heartman. Even though it's not a series but a movie, Heartman is one of the most anticipated romantic comedies of January 2026. Meet Sung-min, a man who back in his college days was the lead vocalist of a rock band called Ambulance and had big dreams in the music scene. After an unfortunate incident, he now lives a quiet life running a musical instruments shop. Here's where it gets interesting. His first love, Bo Na, shows up out of nowhere in his life. She's now a talented photographer with an energy that is absolutely contagious. Sung-min desperately wants to win her back, but there's a secret he can't let her know. What happens when the love of your life comes back, but you're carrying something that could destroy everything? A story about first loves, second chances, and the secrets we keep. Perfect to make you laugh and think about your own past loves. Number 1. Spring Fever. Our number 1 recommendation is this absolutely heartwarming romantic comedy. Meet Yoonbom, a teacher from Seoul who, after a painful experience, decides to move to Shinsu, a small coastal town, looking for peace and quiet. She's cold, distant, and has built walls around her heart. Her monotonous life takes a complete turn when Sun Jae-gyu shows up, the most notorious man in town. Here's the real twist. Despite his intimidating bad boy appearance, Jae-gyu has a heart of pure gold. He's warm, devoted, and considerate of everyone around him. His blunt and unfiltered way clashes completely with Bom's reserved personality, but little by little, that frozen heart starts to thaw. Can love bloom where you least expect it? A perfect story to kick off the year with smiles and sighs. And that's all for today's video. I hope you found your next favorite drama among these recommendations. 2026 is packed with incredible stories you don't want to miss. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss any recommendations. See you in the next video, and happy binge watching.